All right. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? All right. We're talking about, is Nigeria really going to be a superpower in the future? And my thoughts on it, I got a couple of like an article on the BBC. We're going to get right into it and we're going to talk about a few things. And it says five things about Nigeria, the superpower with no power. And that's what we're talking about. Y'all excuse me because having a sinus infection early because I'm bleeding out. So y'all bear with me because I already had some sleep earlier. I did not want to miss this. I want to talk about it. Since I'm in pain, I'm gonna fight through this shit because I don't like doing this when I'm under the weather. So I usually be energetic. I fucking hate missing content like that. I can't do that. No, I can't afford it. It's bad enough that people trying to fuck your views up and try to compete with you, but that's what it is. But I'm sick of it right now. Now let's try to move to my right. My nerves is acted up, so y'all bear with me. So trying to speak through this pain. So I heard two individuals in certain spaces. Um, Chaotic Truth. I think he's Nigerian, I believe, and another dude named Duke the Don. I think I don't know if he's full or half Nigerian. These two say they'll be a superpower in the future. I don't know if that's true. To me, I don't think they are because we're gonna list the five things and I'll show you in a minute because I'm gonna get my talking in and just spread out. What's going on, Leonard? What's going on, man? What's going on, Psycho Candy? And pretty much, I just want to expound on what those individuals said like the past months ago, and they was talking about Nigeria and trying to do content. But since they're not talking about it, I'm going to be the first to do it and show you the results why they're not a superpower. And I'm not going to call them scammers or anything. I mean, they're okay people. They ain't perfect either. But I'm just saying, to be fair, from my observation, is they have too much baggage and reputation what they've done in this country. So it's not they're not really a leading factor. They're one of the ills that they can improve on. But see, America, no matter what nationality, internationally, if you're trying to make a stake in it, you got to prove and shut up people. See, I'll tell you a story. The Irish took them a minute. The white elite Angles, so-called whites, what you want to call it, put them on the bottom, right? Then you have your Italians of different stocks, your Neapolitans, Neapolitans or whatever you want to call. I forget the words with it. Similar to Neapolitans, and then you got your Sicilians, but that's a whole nother spill of worms on that. Then you got the Jews or Edomites, whatever you want to call them, so-called Jews or wherever. That's what we call them, but or the modern day Jew or Esau or wherever his people, right? And they've proved worthy. They was gangster street people at first, and then or poor people, whatever, and then eventually they got into politics. They got into some power and some money by slave labor and hands. But see, black man didn't get no power. He was like the last or the tail of it, right? But what people don't understand, we're still on the bottom. I mean, some of us is not, but the majority of our people, they seem semi in the bottom, but they're trying in the threshold. That we're in politics and everything else, but not into the level of control of power. Now, the Nigerians, they came later. They worked their up in the ranks. They said, "Oh, they got a whole country for the black man." Like, you got to do what other immigrants try to do for years and years, and they just want to stay cold, compete with others, and that's understand. But they said they're going to be a superpower. We're going to talk about the five things, and this is very important. Are they really going to be a superpower? To be honest with you, we have to see how this world and this country collapse or destroy or whatever in the future. We're just talking about, is it going to be a future thing? To be honest with you, I don't think they can be a superpower. They just don't have the military might to do it. But if they do, that's a huge problem for white countries and things like that. But I don't see Nigeria be a threat unless they have no invisible hand controlling them. No shots at him, but I'm just being honest with Duke and what's his name, Chaotic Truth. are they really gonna be a superpower? I just don't see it that way. The only way they're gonna be a superpower, they're gonna have to show dominance in the recent years. I'll give you an example. Ukraine is showing dominance against Russia. A lot of said Russia's winning, which is bullshit. That's on the internet. But if you actually do real research, they're not really winning out there. It's just Ukraine is maintaining. They just wearing down those Russians. Other reports saying the Ukrainians are losing all this other stuff, but that's not true. They're actually winning. You just don't hear about it. Don't listen to people on the internet that don't know what they're talking about, don't understand military tactics. They lie all the time on the internet. They lie all the time in media. So you got to be careful who you listen to and do your own research, because the Putin that you see on TV, that ain't him walking around. He's somewhere sick because he got cancer and all the other shit. So he's got all diseases. The reason I ain't watching much news, I don't want to hear the rehash bullshit that you hear all along. They're trying to sell you bullshit. That's what news do. News people try to sell you bullshit so you can watch it all day and fuck your head up, and that's how they control you. And no matter what size people are on, it's the bullshit behind it. Somebody's getting paid off that fucking war, so the Ukrainians ain't getting seen no dime after that. So they try to maintain their country. They're not losing. No, that's the tough people to beat. They said this war may last 10, 50. That's bullshit. No, this war will end this year, and next year you ain't gonna see it. Russia ain't lasting. They already just given up. What's her name? That bitch, Brittany Grinder. That's a L for them. They can't afford that. Russia's in turmoil right now. They don't have the might to take us down like that. They just don't. Like America's dirty, man. Like Biden just bombed some innocents or whatever they say. I ain't gonna get into it because Biden's gonna be Biden, and people just gotta understand. But if a Republican do it like Trump, doing business deals, it's a problem. But that's just what it is. But if you look at things like that, like Nigeria has to be in some type of civil war or wars to be that superpower. So from 7 minutes in, it's pretty much the same old. And you gotta have that prowess, man. Like you gotta have what Ukraine has and these other countries have. So since you're dealing with America, it's only going to make it worse. That's just my advice to if y'all Nigerians or wherever you look in the clouds. I get it, but y'all not really ruling nothing. I've yet to see y'all dominate nothing. I mean, Africa, they try to say it's real. No, it's not. Africa's secondary. They never was the future. Y'all got a white problem. Well, as long as y'all eliminate the white problem, you're good. But y'all don't have the resources and the military might to be a superpower. That's gonna be a minute. That takes decades and years of conquest, control, and people. I've yet to see Nigerians do that, and they have internal struggles. That's why they'll never be a superpower. It's corrupt. That's all of Africa is corrupt, and they learned that from the white man and other cultures. They adopted that, but long time ago in ancient cultures in that particular continent, it's always known for corruption. So that's the hotbed of it. So they can't change who they are, what their fucking identity is. It's just some more bullshit that some Americans will conquest it over them. You can't beat America. America ain't gonna help you. You're on some bullshit if you believe that. That's just me. But one thing I can say about cultures, you start seeing more and more people talking about what they're gonna do when they become a superpower. You just got to be mindful of who you are. Being a superpower is not easy. When you take that level of being a superpower, you got to be the key things you got to worry about: enemies that you don't like, and conquest. Conquest creates warfare. It always ends with a dramatic fashion. So it's pretty much you got to understand that a lot of people are looking after you as a threat, right? So you're pretty much in a unfuckwittable ways, right? So it's pretty much people gotta understand if you're in this in the long hold and try to be this country's Superman or some other shit, you got to be mindful who you keep as your allies and your friends. So I'm warning y'all: if you become a superpower, just deal with the consequences of risk of being the most bad guy. See, America, they'll co-sign some people that have superpower countries until you do some terroristic shit or some bullshit. They gonna drop you. So be warned about the mighty empire Roman elite of the Fourth Reich, aka America. You're going to deal with that. I said that last year that this country could be considered the Fourth Reich. It's already got the symptoms and everything else, but you niggas talking about y'all gonna be superpower. Excuse me, y'all ain't niggas. You individuals, you peoples of Nigerians or whatever. I ain't gonna call you niggas because we're the niggas. Y'all not. Y'all call us akatas and all that other shit. Y'all the ones want to be a superpower. I wish y'all well. No hate. I'm just saying, if y'all Nigerians subscribe, that's cool. But I'm just saying, I wish y'all well in y'all success. But we seen countries try that, and what happened? They get destroyed. Look at Yugoslavia, for example. They want to become one. If Nigerians become one with other countries and create a province of West Africa, that's a whole nother story. But if y'all do that, it's a risk. And you got to stand strong. See, Ukraine was a part of those Eastern countries. Now they stand for their old people and try to be the elite superpowers because they're getting guns from America. And that's pretty much it. So be mindful of that when you talk about power and praise. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. So you got to understand that this stuff don't come for cheap. It sacrifices what you're building in that conquest. So I I had to figure it, and why doing this topic because I felt unease when they said it was going to be a superpower. I said, when? We got to talk about y'all's criticisms for a minute. Y'all got to take it. Y'all in England, other places, but y'all not building. Y'all got so much destruction. And then before you become a superpower. Now I've heard two individuals said that. This was Duke the Don and what's his name, Chaotic Troop, pushing that narrative. When are you going to be a superpower? Not how or whatever. When? Where's the progress? Y'all ain't showing us in Britain and America as we speak. No one cares for y'all. But in your country, we already know. We ain't gonna get into that. That's a whole nother story. I could do another subject about why they can't be a superpower in these problems right here. But we'll show you, and I will start pulling up the information somewhere around the 20-minute mark. I just want to talk and have my thesis why I put it out there. But it's pretty much the same old. And they talk about the same shit all the time. But I'm curious when they're gonna be a superpower. I don't know when y'all gonna actually do conquest because it takes a lot just to be an empire. It's wars, conquesting, all that matters. A lot of people say they don't conquest. That's bullshit. They conquest. We do it in stealth mode in America. If y'all know anything about the military, it's the stealth mode. It's the stealth culture. And I'm sorry, I had to disagree with some of y'all though on the panel that last night. No, it's all about conquest. When you're Here's the thing: billionaires are not the only ones running the world. They're just middlemen to trillionaires. It's only three elite guys. I want to get into the popes and the Jesuits and the Jews and everything. I'm not going to get into that because I already know they're the one percenters. They're the elite of the Masonic order, but that's a whole nother topic. I'm not going to get into that. That's who runs the plane. A lot of people try to say it's something. No, it's bullshit. It's them and a group of other private militaries, combination of so-called family billionaire idiots in other countries that don't know shit. They don't have no power. They get easily replaced, just like our president. You got to understand, those people rule exists. Look at Russia, for example. Those oligarchs got destroyed by other oligarchs. It's a business. There's an invisible hand of three individuals controlling people. I mean, I get my information for Eric John Phelps, the old shit before he flipped and went on the other side. and I have a combination of other information of other people. That's why I still believe that, because it's been proven time and time again. I don't watch idiots that don't know what the fuck they talking about and they spew bullshit. You talk to people that's part of that inside. You get some information. You analyze. See, I analyze information. What I do is I analyze what I'm talking about, and I do the research. I don't have to show y'all a damn thing, but I'm telling you that shit does go on. I'm just dropping information on you. Just be careful if you want to be rich and famous. I mean, it's nothing wrong being successful and having money. It's nothing wrong being a millionaire. That just means you're not the richest. It just means billionaires say you're just broke. If you making less than 14 and above $1 million, you're broke. 1 million and 5 million doesn't mean you're rich. It means you're broke. Anybody can spend that. Anybody can spend 10 to 13. A lot of people try to say you can't make a million. That's bullshit. Yeah, you can. Get some hundreds of thousands of dollars and they put that in your hand. If you get $1 million or 5 million, that's easy to, you could be broke in a week. Trust me. Buying expensive shit. Now, if you have 14 and above and you want to make more money than that and 100 something million, that's you're up there. And then when you get into the billions, it's like mid tier. Because billionaires didn't always exist like this. I think you had in Japan and other places, but I'm not gonna get into that because billionaires are not the norm. They're a rarity sometimes. They're a rarity, somewhat of the norm. Millionaires are the norm. They've always been the norm since the 21st century. Because a long time ago, millionaires was something back then. Y'all gotta get off that. It's the 21st century. It's different shit. Trillionaires exist, always exist. There was probably a billionaire elites and then became trillionaires controlling people's lives. That's power. It's culture, conquest, people. So Nigeria, you ain't got that. You ain't got no secret society to control shit. I always say they run the planet. Ain't no somebody else. That's bullshit. They always control the world. Y'all need to get out of this fantasy land. And I used to believe that, and I didn't want to hear the stream, but I need to hear the replay. I had to disagree with no. When I tell a young person, if you really want to be successful and try to save people, you're not gonna be famous doing it. Unless you gotta sell. You gotta sell out. That's the only way you're gonna be successful. Ain't nobody trying to be successful to this shit. Sellouts is easy. Just don't go against the grain. It's common sense. Look at YouTube. You do that shit, you're done. They ain't gonna let you speak this shit. I learned a lesson 10 years ago. Learn from me. I'm taking the risk and still fighting a good fight, but not everybody's gonna do that. I'm treating people what it is. So let me tell you something. I'm not discouraging no young man. If you want to be famous, great. But just be warned. Most people don't give a fuck about you. You gotta treat this shit like you are going to war. Okay, in a way you're not, but you're in a mental war. It's already spiritual. You're in the spiritual war. You just in the physical. The physical war is here. It's just you gotta be mentally prepared what's going to happen to you because they can shut all this shit down if they want to. The reason they're not, I'll tell you a secret. The reason they're not shutting this down, they don't want no bloodshed. They don't want to look like it's the bad guys. You gotta understand, America likes to play games. They love bullshit. They love the actions. Why you think relationship content overpowers my type of information and other shit? See, y'all need to stop listening to people that don't know what they're talking about. I experienced life myself too, but I understand how sorry the world is. You have to look at it from a different lens, but you gotta stay calm and quit getting emotional and quit complaining so much. See, y'all God, your so-called God, KS, fucked up and didn't take his own goddamn advice. He's a fucking illiterate in spirit. Yeah, he can read and do all this other stuff, but he's illiterate in spirit. He don't know, he wasn't a good he didn't have good people skills. He had bad social skills. He didn't know how to talk to people. He didn't know how to assert himself. And that's what crushes dudes like him all day long. You got to understand, dudes like him is the reason why I don't really mess with in person like that. They're liabilities, not assets. They think they're assets, but they're really liabilities fucking up your livelihood. So let's get on to the nitty gritty and let's get on to talk about the Nigerians a little bit because I don't want to make this extremely long. I mean, this may be a 2 hour. You may never know because with me. I'm gonna get past this. We're gonna get into it. Let's see. Yeah, let's take this share for a minute. Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna, I'm gonna big it up for y'all. Okay, we're gonna big it up for y'all. Okay, this is from the BBC.com news. Five things Nigeria, the superpower with no power. More than 84 million Nigerians are registered to vote. What do you know about Africa's most pollucious, most populous? Okay, the most populous nation and large economy. Number one, Afrobeats, one of its greatest exports. Nigerian musicians are touring the world and picking up awards at the forefront of the global craze of the Afrobeats. This is not to be confused with the late great Fela Kutu's Afrobeats without the S. Nigeria's soundtrack to 1970s to 1980s, which mixed traditions rhythm with funk and jazz. Yeah. Let's see right here. Let's read right here. These new stars, including Kid, da Davido, okay, Davido, T.Y. Savage, and Giandra are providing to be some of Nigeria's biggest exports, so much to the global music giants such as Universal Music Group and Sony have set up office in country. That's Interscope. Fuck Interscope, by the way. And Davido's Fall, released in 2017, is the most popular Nigerian music video ever, clocking up more than 100 million views and counting on YouTube. Yep. Okay. This West African phenomenon is not only dominating the sound of the continent, it has flown into club festivals and radio playlists across the globe. But DJ Rita Ray told the BBC the Afrobeats is also influencing genres from the grime to R&B and music makers. From the Ed Sheeran to rappers Drake and Steffion Don. Yes, Steffion Don, and who have all embraced Afrobeats in recent releases. And that's not to forget the British Nigerian singer Minek, who is writing in the production, and credit includes Beyonce, Dua Lipa, Madonna, Di Loplo, and countless more. Add up all the hits, and he have more than a billion views on YouTube. That's facts. Billion views. Yeah. The sound evolved in Nigerian, Ghanaian Afro pop group, incorporating the genres like hip life, azanto, and dancehall. Yeah, dancehall is kind of big. It's worldwide too, along with that. And Aldamji and track Oliver Twist, the launch Afro Beats bandwagon in 2012. That's 10 years ago, getting the number 9 in the UK charts. She said, "Yeah, dancehall is very big. Um, it's well respected in this country, in the U.S. The only reason reggae had a problem back in the day, they didn't. A lot of people said they didn't understand. It's a combination of a lot of things. They just didn't. Even black artists had something against them too, because that was mind controlled by the top. Did not want them to rise and shine in certain areas. America was pushing back on it years ago, but that's a whole nother speak on about the history of those two if I wanted to. And I had to do more research on the dancehall and the roots coast. I do know about why reggae was not accepted in this country first before UK and everybody else embraced it. And the reason being, it's a cultural thing. It's not white folks. It was us. It was black artists competing against it. Black men, they want to compete with outsiders at the time. Like I said, they were around. They were around, but they wasn't relevant like they. They was like minority. They wasn't like the majority like you see now. I mean, in northern states, you can count New York, you can count Florida, you can count other places. I give them that, but let's be realistic. Y'all wasn't the norm 50s and 60s and prior. You know what I'm saying? Black folks weren't competing with y'all asses. Y'all was in the islands. What y'all was doing creating those genres? Think about it. You got to be mindful who you're competing against. The black man didn't want you to compete. I'm getting a little better, but that's pretty much by the day. So yeah, Rich Polyrhythm says Rita Ray. Afrobeats takes it forward by stripping back one of the the components and parts. Okay, Nigerian always okay. Other Nigerians took talent, include Afrobeats musician Yemi Alade and Chakne. Okay. Okay, number two, acclaimed authors, I mean, acclaimed authors. It's not just the music where Nigeria packs a cultural punch. It also boasts some of the world's greatest writers. The top of the list comes to the late Chunon Akabe, whose debut novel This Is Fall Apart has become a classic of the post-colonial literature, more than 200 million copies since its publication. In 1950, it has also translated into 57 languages. Whole Soyinakia became the first Africa to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for Literature in 1986. Ben Orkis, the Famish Road won the coveted Man Booker Prize in 1991. The Things Fall Apart. Y'all can read this story for yourself. Y'all can research it. Mods, y'all can put one in the link. Y'all can find that. And the contemporary writers like Chickasaw Abin, something like that. I didn't mean to butcher it. I want to say Chigosi or Helion Habilia. Yeah, all Nigerian names. And Anzo, Safi, Ati, and Adobe. Okay. Nabawaming are keeping up traditions to the name just a few of those scooping up prizes. Nigerians love to be seen and heard. There are probably hundreds of Africans telling amazing stories all over the continent, but Nigerians are getting the most of the attention because we are bold and loud. Now Wambian told the BBC, we aim to be at the top of everything we do. We make sure that everyone knows whenever we enter the building, even those of us based in our home country where there is there's dearth of adequate, yeah, adequate, adequate publishing structures and succeeding in commanding the attention of the publishers and readers across the globe. Given the Nigerians have a proverb to hand for every occasion, it is no surprise they are such fantastic storytellers while the country thrive a multi-million-dollar film industry, known as Nollywood. Yeah, Nollywood is getting up there. They're competing with Bollywood too. That's the Indians as well. Hollywood, Bollywood, and now Nollywood. Nollywood's up there. They're trying to compete with those pretentious people in America. It's a testament to their love of the dramatic plot. Nigerians' multitude of ethnicities also adds the creative mix. Okay. Yeah, I seen a Nollywood stuff years ago on Netflix. Good shit. Good shit. They just stick to their country and their culture. They talk about love shit and all that stuff. But I ain't gonna get into that. That's a whole nother spiel I got on the Nigerians. I met a few in Atlanta, but that's a whole nother day. You know, the topic is, are they gonna be a superpower? Okay, arguing the face of feminism in the 21st century is award-winning writer Shimamanda Nagasaki Adachi, who neatly summed up the feminist cause in her book, Dear, I ain't gonna pronounce that. That's a book, but the knowledge of cooking does not come pre-installed in a vagina. Uh oh. They throw a shot. Uh oh. Number three, set to overtake the U.S. You're into a dangerous territory in Nigeria if you try to establish with the ethnic or religious groups. Has the biggest population as it brings to more multitude of rivalries, tensions over money, as as a larger state population, but the greater budget allocated by the central government. Yet there is no denying that Nigeria's population is growing as a dizzying speed by 2047. That's what Chaotic Truth and what's his name? Duke the Don would try to use this stat. But let's hear what this says. It will also have overtaken to become the world's third largest nation with 387 million people, according to the UN. projections. Nigeria's population predicted overtake by take the U.S. by 2050. I highly doubt that. It depends if they stay in the U.S. It is also a very young nation with more than 40% of the population of 196 million under the age of 14. And young people are set to play a huge role in this election, with more than half of the registered voters under the age of 35. But the huge growth presents an opportunity for the country with its entrepreneurial spirit, and it could be, it could, in theory, take advantage of the economic dividend that a young, dynamic population can bring. This is especially true as the workforce in more developed nations getting older, but is also a challenge for policymakers. Young graduates can frequently to be heard complaining that there are not enough high quality jobs available. Many speak about hoping to leave the country. Looking at population growth in Africa in general, former Nigerian president Olusegun Obasanjo has warned that without proper planning, it could become a political catastrophe. The city was not stop growing. Who's leaving Africa's large economy? Does Generation Democracy wants to vote? Those are great questions to ask. And here's some four. Lots of oil, little electricity. That's fucked up. Here we go. Some would argue that real soundtrack of Nigeria is not the Afrobeats, but the den of the diesel generation, as most Nigerians, even if they are connected to mains electricity, have to rely on them because power cuts are common. Some areas can go without power for weeks. This is despite the fact that Nigeria is Africa's largest oil producer and currently pumps out around 2 million barrels a day. But the tax revenue that the government receives from the industry and the foreign exchange it gets from its exported are vital to the economy. Though many Nigerians would be quick to remind you that much of its oil wealth has been squandered over the years. There's some true shit to that. Yeah. At one stage, Nigerians used to joke that the old state-run provider NEPA stood for Never Expected Power Always, in a bid and overhaul in the industry. But the state firm was split and privatized, and the process of that was completed in November 2013. That's 9 years ago. Yet complaints about unfair billing and blackouts remain constant. I'm gonna put this in my capitalism folder. I'm gonna put this article in here. Electricity production has steadily increased since 2000, but it is a struggle to keep up with the population growth. According to the International Energy Agency, the IEA, the electricity supply per Nigerians have barely changed since 2005 because the population has grown that the time by approximately 57 million, which is the current population of South Africa. Just more than half of all Nigerian homes have main electricity, but there is a big urban rural divide. More than 4 out of every 5 homes in towns and cities have main power, while only a third of homes in the countryside do. But according to the National Bureau of Statistics, as well as being as a continent's biggest oil producer, but it's also largest economy, but it's the power problems have harpened growth. And that's why they're not a superpower. And they have problems like everybody else. Home of Boko Haram. Hashtag bring back our girls. Brought to the world's attention to an Islamist insurgency led by Boko Haram militants, but their kidnappings in 2014 of more than 200 girls from the school in Shibok in northeastern Nigeria, underlining that the heart of their cause, opposition to the Western style education. Yeah, they're all over the U.S. Some of them are Muslims too. but it's bad over there. You know, Nigeria is a mess. It's a lot to clean up. But the group was founded in 2002, northeastern of the Mataduguri, where local residents dubbed in Boko Haram, which loosely translates from the region's Hasu language as Western education is forbidden. Historically, the Muslim rulers of the northern Nigeria has resisted direct British colonial rule. But Andrew Walker, an author of a book about Boko Haram, Eat the Heart of an Infidel, says it has ever been deep in roots. There is a long history of Islamic radicalization in northern Nigeria, but where our two caliphate preceded colonialism, he told the BBC more recently, but the notion that the corrupt politicians were not Islamic because the springboard for Muslim cleric Muhammad Yusuf to found Boko Haram. But the political culture of the northern Nigeria, where the local politicians, court groups like Yusuf, hoping that they can aid them in their political ends, but incubated. But the group in its early days, even before the Yusuf and his followers turned into violence, the Mataguri established a worry about the mixing into of a charismatic preacher and his poverty bound devotees to the pot of the corrupted electoral policies. And this is right here, Boko Haram. You see the pictures, of course. You see it. Mr. Yusuf's death policy custody nearly a decade ago led a group of large military operations but to create an Islamic state. But many thousands of people were kidnapped, but are recruited into the ranks into one stage group controlled swaths of the territory, but across the state, imposing strict Sharia. At the peak of the 2015, Boko Haram was ranked the world's deadliest terror group by the Institute for the Economics and Peace. Oh, I remember that years ago. Oh, they was talking about that shit before I even got into the workplace. You know, I was absent on YouTube at the time. I was at the college, volunteering at the school, and they was talking about that shit. There was a dude arguing me about Islam all day. I didn't want to hear that shit. That shit got annoying real quick, real fast. So it's pretty much the same old same, but but at least 4 years of the military with the international support and managed to take the control of this land and rescue many of those that taken hostage. But yet the militants are still proven deadly with the fighters uh, from a Boko Haram faction loyal to the Islamic State, being behind an upsurge of violence ahead of the elections. And 112 of the schoolgirls are still missing. Yeah, that's wild, and this is why they're not a superpower. And that's BBC. Um, Africa's first superpower is coming sooner. They were talking about Black China, social economic. This is 2018. That's the Curio, but that's an old article, and that's 2020. They're talking about Black China. You think it's midnight in medieval palace in the oldest city of West Africa, Kano, Nigeria, of course. But I'm just I'm just browsing through the articles. But there you have it. That's pretty much. I ain't got much. I can go in all day long about Nigerians being a superpower, this and that. So what's going on, Tampa? Salute. So, well, I highly doubt that Dick Doug. That was a whole comment he did. But yeah, I had to show y'all that. But it's pretty much the same old, same old. And you see this. Nigeria was like one of those countries that they think they're evidently a superpower. But what can I say about it? In hindsight, it's not a bad country. It can be redeveloped and things like that. But the Islam problem still exists, and I think people should understand that this is some serious shit. So you're expected to do things that's pretty much normal. I'm not worried about them becoming a superpower. They hardly ever going to be a superpower because they got so many problems they got to deal with. They that the five problems I listed, they should actually restructure their country. And I said earlier in the stream, it's conquest and bloodshed. You got to spill blood to become a superpower. A lot of people say they don't, but they do. It's part of the nature of the world. And if you want to become an empire, you got to spread more violence. That's just part of it. It's a military active and culture. So it's pretty much you're saying they don't need that. They definitely do. And I'm guarantee you, this shit won't stop until someone gets right and better with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you stop it, but it's there. It's pretty much y'all got to look at it from that angle. Like I don't know what to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying you got to understand this stuff right here is pretty much normal. So you get what I'm saying? Like I'm just letting y'all know that this stuff goes on. So let me do something real quick. And y'all gotta realize that a lot of times Nigerians they have these problems and they talk about solutions. And I hear them on panels like Chaotic Truth and what's his name, Duke the Don, is talking about how they gonna save people. You're pretty much putting your people at risk. I mean, y'all, I know y'all trying to help your people, save your people, and you get businesses. But you got to think about the military aspect. You got to rebuild your military. You got to unify. You got to do what Ukraine did and control certain areas. But Nigeria wasn't meant to be an elite superpower, but they did something in a unique way. But they're going to have some roadblocks. They're going to have some roadblocks with people that they cannot stand. It's pretty much the same old shit. You got to stop and think about the problems that you're going to have in the future. So if you really want to conquest a nation, you really got to understand that most people are going to look at you a certain way, right? You got to understand that a lot of people they just going to be like, "Hey, we here now. We're focused and the stuff we're talking about, and we just mentioned the five reasons why you're not a superpower, and it's obvious. You got the Boko Haram situation. You got the oil, the electricity. Number three, you got the authoring and the stuff like that. You're limited in the reading, the literature part. Number two is probably, because the artists and the politics, of course, that was mentioned. I think we mentioned that. Oh, I need to go back and see that. Hold on again. What was the five things that I put it on the capitalism, I don't see the five things that y'all struggle with and what's holding y'all back. Okay, number two is the acclaimed authors. That's the literature. Number three, overtake the U.S. I highly doubt it. Y'all don't have the numbers like that. I mean, I'll say 2055. Y'all be there, but that this country ain't gonna last long. Y'all ain't gonna able to do that. See, 2015, no. 2020, a little maybe during the pandemic. 2025, highly doubt it. But you're reaching in 2030. I see it. 2035. See, their projections 2035, 2055. I highly doubt it. I will say y'all be quicker than that if y'all do it right. I just don't see it. I mean, movies and entertainment, yes, but y'all not an empire. Yeah, you're a superpower, but y'all not an empire. Y'all ain't got no conquest. Y'all ain't got no people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just right behind the Chinese. He said no African country can be a superpower. Well, none of them. They have to be an empire. The only way you can become a superpower, you got to have an alliance with an empire. That's basically true. In Tampa, you're absolutely right. None of them. Because they don't have the means. I mean, if you want to ally with the black man, that's a whole nother story. And then have our own independence and growth, and we'll have some type of connection. If we do something, they do something. So it's tit for tat, pretty much. So when you got people claiming they want an empire or a superpower to an empire, you got to think long and hard. Conquest is real, bro. People don't give a fuck about you. They'll crush you if you think about that, right? And that's pretty much what I'm saying to y'all. Y'all got to understand that this stuff, doesn't really matter anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Long term, it is what it is. It is what it ain't. So if you look at this stuff, quite naturally, you gonna see the difference. Gosh, this is good. It's keeping me up. I'm gonna use this for now on. A black cherry got some caffeine in it. It's keeping me up. Oh, I should use this more often on night streams. Only probably use some tomorrow. Keep my ass up. Talk to you fools, but it's gonna keep me up for a minute. And my sinus is gone. So that's a great sign. That's a great sign. My nose is opening up. I woke up this morning, it was blotchy, went to Target. I saw some couple of ethnics in there and I observed it was some different nationalities. You had Chinese, you have Asians, Japanese, outside of Atlanta, of course. And there was this Nigerian woman, she had some groceries and stuff. And I said to myself, she's average. But then you have they do business, but they look at us like we're the bad guys. But that's a whole nother topic. But the people is gonna be people. But I observed something. There was some unity in the store, and us, we just all over the damn place. Act like we crazy up in here. But again, this is stuff we're talking about. Like you talk about you helping us or the manosphere and stuff like that. I said, dude, I ain't even part of that manosphere shit, but I'm just saying dudes like Duke and Chaotic Truth, if y'all want to talk about this shit, have a discussion about and do the research, and then if y'all have like a panel, we'll talk about it for hours and hours. What is the ways to become a superpower in Nigeria? I would love to see it, and I could do a whole stream on that and ask people. Does it really matter at this point? What is y'all biggest enemies in your Oscars now? If you want to go against the Chinese, that's a great thing. But Chinese, they are who they are. You know what I'm saying? My next Wednesday stream, we're going to talk about what does it take to be a superpower, or superpower doesn't exist anymore because it always turns into what, an empire, right? So it's pretty much what I've seen and seen lately. You know what I mean? And that's just how I'm going to look at it long termly. You know, and I'm sit here, talk to my traditional mics as I've always have on here, but on hand and standby, we're pretty much it. And it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna wait on this thing to chill. Oh shit, let me take this off. Yeah, I got a lot going on. So y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. So yeah, and that's just how you gotta look at it. Kind of moving real quick. Let me pad this up. Yeah, give you all that noise. But I'm gonna get this adjusted. It always happens on when I'm doing this stream. But okay. But like I said with the superpower thing, you gotta understand this stuff is real, you know? And you gotta look at it like one thing you can say about it, they talk about it like it's a big thing, but you gotta be mindful of what you're talking about. Like, if y'all want a superpower, you gotta have like the ideas of an empire. Conquest is the name of the game. If y'all don't understand that, I don't understand y'all's concept. See, it's pretty much you got to understand that this stuff is very real. You know what I'm saying? Like you y'all think y'all can have your ways in the world. You just gotta be dialed in. I think the one thing they don't understand that superpowers do matter. Yeah, close that for me. Hold on for y'all a minute, cause I'm struggling over here. Hold on. This damn thing get on my nerves. It's acting crazy. All right, we're back at it. We're back at it because I had a little mess up. Damn, this stuff is wild, bro. I don't get why people just, you know, yeah, we just got here. But yeah, man, that's what you got to have to be order to be the superpower. So it's kind of like you do what you do. But I don't get why people just understand that superpowers do exist, like, and they want to become one. You gotta have some conquest, bro. You gotta have some wars and shit. But see, they got their own internal strifes, and they can't be one because they're dealing with the bullshit they're dealing with their country. And I just mentioned some of the key problems with Nigerians. They just don't have the functionality to rule the world. Like they got impersonal strifes. They got to deal with each other, and it's pretty much you got constant bullshit coming in your way. So yeah, they got internal strikes. They learned from the Americans killing each other. See, the Italians and Irish and Jews had these problems early on in this country. Now, if you want to be a superpower through America, and America controls you as a puppet, that's basically what it is. So you're a British puppet. Britain's done. America's too strong, and I care less about the fucking royals. I mean, I'm gonna be disrespectful. Fuck them royals. I don't care about them. I ain't gonna visit that weak ass country. Ain't nothing over there. I'll visit just a glance, but I ain't gonna meet them unless I'm invited or whatever. But I don't care for them. I don't care about no damn royals. They're the problem. Who cares? Unless I'm invited as a friend, I'll move on. I don't care about them people like that. I treat them like they're the enemy. They're always gonna be the enemy. They ops to me. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck about the British? British don't care about no niggas. We don't care about them. See, we can get rid of them by force. They don't have the manpower, bro. We're strong. Americans are violent itself. We don't care about other countries like that. Quiet as a cat. If we really want to go there, we could really easily be the villains. They don't want to be the villains like that. Americans just want to be heroes and shit. See, that villain shit ain't for them. See, I can accept I'm the villain always. I'm always a target. Like someone said last year, I'm public enemy number one. I've always public enemy number one, and I care less what another nigga think. That's why I try to tell them Nigerians, I don't care what y'all think because y'all gotta have some power, man. I don't see it. It's not impressive, but I'm just saying, like, if y'all want to be that superpower, you're going to have to think about the future of what y'all gonna do. Conquest does matter. I don't care what nobody says. But that's the thing that I'm talking about. It's pretty much what you're hearing. Yeah, I show evidence and things like that nature, and I don't care what others think. But again, that's how I'm gonna look at it. But it's pretty much the same old, and I'm just gonna switch up a little bit And that's how I'm gonna look at it. And you know what I mean? And that's how you gotta look at it in so many words. But it is what it is. So if you see this stuff, you know that they have to do something in time, especially in the 2030s. We don't know what's gonna happen in 2030s. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. Y'all give me 1 second. And that's how I look at most countries now. If you have this stuff going on and then you think you're going to be a superpower, it's pretty much the same old same. And you have to have one of the things and one of the reasons that I think is pretty much the same. It's just like you have these problems continuing, right? And that's how I'm gonna look at it in so many words. I'm gonna set something real quick. Hold on for a minute. Let me unhook this. Yeah, I'm gonna get this a break. Hold on. Y'all give me 1 second. Yeah. I'm just make sure I'm in. Okay. All right. I had to turn my gain up a little bit, but I'm more relaxed now. My nose feels fresh. I'm feeling great. This is all good. So how many more? Oh, we got 9. Okay, it's about to be an hour. Okay, I'll go to another hour after I get done with this. I'm just going to talk about, are they really going to be a superpower? Well, if any Nigerians listen to this on the playback, I'm just saying, it's no shot at you fellas. Just prove it. Show us evidence how they're going to be a superpower. Show us some graphs that you're going to do in content wise, or Duke the Don, whoever share this, or wherever. I just want them to know I can have that discussion with y'all. Like, what is it going to take to stop y'all's internal strife? See, we already know our shit is a problem, and that's through the programming, the music. A lot of that stuff you got to fix on your own, and a lot of stuff it needs help to go against the grain. I've been teaching this shit for 10 years, and I tell people there's triumph. You can be successful, famous, and hide the pain all day. That shit ain't gonna help you. You gotta help others. Now everybody's gonna help the people. See, I'm pushing that. I was pushing that years ago, but I help a select few now instead of a lot. That's a purpose of me. That's the purpose of me doing this content, especially my actual content on Wednesdays. And I help certain individuals and young men to understand you got to move forward in different strides. That's what I do. Now, the other shit, I talk about current events all the time in politics, and that's pretty much it. But this, I'm more, it's political. It's also solution based. We give those solutions to the right people. And what's what? I gave a solution to War Master about the tags in the car and all that stuff off air, and we handle that very well. So that's been taken care of. So we do solutions over here. Especially me, I do solutions over here. I mean, this channel alone does solutions. I'll give you a solution and then I'll show you how to solve them. That's it. But outside of that, I help others out off this as well. I don't make this an online help thing. I just give you the idea how to compete against certain individuals that are think they're infallible. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much what I'm hearing. Most people just gonna be on their bullshit all the time and then just be in strife, and there you are. You're not really much doing anything. So long term, I'm just saying, how can Nigerians be a superpower? Like I said earlier in the stream, it's a lot. You got the Boko Haram issue. You got your authors trying to push forward, strive against the music with the Afro beats. Then you got a combination of a lot of things. A lot of things is going to happen. Things change over time, and by 2030 or 2035, yeah, they'll be up there. But I highly doubt it. There's the other countries surpassing them. I don't see them overtaking nothing, to be honest with you. Yeah, we're in the hour, Martin. We're in it. We're in the thicket. We're in this thing, man. Like we here. Some people just don't like the fact that the truth hurts, and Nigerians got to fix their fucking shit, bro. Like this is one of the reasons that I think this is one of the times that they need to come forward because it's pretty much the same old shit. But you got to get down with it and say expect the worst of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't expect the marvelous things, right? You pretty much seeing what you're getting. Okay. Now I'm not saying that to be mean or anything else. It's pretty much what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying try different things, but you got to be mindful of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that people don't like the fact that I talk about it. Yeah. Oh, what's going on now? You salute. And you know what it is. When I was saying while I was reading that little article I just read earlier in the stream, and then I was thinking about what they were saying, like how they're gonna be a superpower. I only think a couple of things. Their economy is their booming growth, but that electricity kind of bothered me, man. They got problems and they got corrupt government. So they need like a rebel group or opposition to overthrow that, and then they become a superpower. Then they turn into what? An empire. See, bloodshed and conquest comes a cost. It costs money, costs a fraction of the economy. It builds economies. And then you build your economies up. But most economies is taken by conquest. And then you build them up. Like I said, costs war, costs resources and time and effort. And there you are. So they're pretty much in a loop. So I understand that Chaotic Truth and Duke the Don, they're Nigerians in these dark, in these black spaces and the other spaces he's in. Talk about this shit. Why don't they just do it? Just have some content. I'll have the conversation in the chat, and if y'all drop the link, I'll talk. We talk for hours. I'll provide other links. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much it. That's a old. That's a old. That's a old. What you call it? That's an old article. I don't know what the current ones are now. This is 2022, so it's pretty much it's 2 years old. So the article that I had is like 2 years old or whatever old it is. It's still relevant, or it's 3 years old. And you got some articles 4 years old talking about Nigeria being a superpower one day. I've heard some things, and that's very interesting where they going. Son. Now I know they have Nollywood and things like that. You really got to understand that pretty much everything matters when you talk about Nigeria and these other countries, and there you are, and you just be like, all right, are they going to be a superpower? To be honest with you, yes, in some degree, and I say hell no, because it's a yes or no. Yes, they can be if they do it the right way and stay out of this country and then build off and have a revolution over there. They can kill those corrupt governors. But here's the thing: they're going to be financed by somebody with an invisible hand. I think they know that, but I don't think they really know that. You got to surrender something. It's a bargaining chip. But no, they will never be an empire because they got too much corruption. It's an oxymoron when I said it, but it's not. It's just you got your own personal stripes. How the hell you gonna lead a country you got personal stripes and you got electricity problems? Y'all can't even fix the shit. Fuck out of here, man. Like I just don't see it. It may take them decades to get where they at, but they got internal stripes. Once they fix that, they're good. But I don't see it. Let's say try and ally with us. That's a whole nother story. But we ain't gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole thing about the beauty of what I'm talking about right now is about Nigerians being a superpower, and people expect they're going to be a superpower long term, and then there you are, right? I don't know what people lay in the rock on. It's hard to become one, and I'm glad I'm talking about this tonight because this is one of the topics I want, and I show you the information earlier in the stream. I ain't gonna do much because I this may be normally I do 2 hours and I'm just gonna call it a night and that's it. And I'm just gonna get my two in and I'll be like, all right, we're gonna talk about this. But we are gonna talk about why these guys are saying it. They're desperate, they need money, the economy. America's the only crown jewel that will give them that backing. Look at Ukraine, for example. Ukraine is doing strong, even though they're controlled and allowing that shit to happen. They start to say Russia's winning and throwing shots. That's all bullshit. They're not winning. Russia's probably playing the mental game, but they're not winning the physical. And the reason being, Putin's obsolete. He's sick. He's sick in his own madness, but he's also sick for his health. His health has gotten bad. So news is seeing him walk around and stuff. So you're pretty much stuck where you are, understanding that people ain't gonna change long term. But you're not really stuck, but you're understanding that reality that's there. It's pretty much. Let's not act like things don't happen over time. Time is essence. And that's how I look at it. But one thing I can say, and I'm glad I'm talking about it long term, like they gotta be mentally prepared for a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen some stuff, and then I'm just gonna hook something up, y'all. So y'all bear with me. And it's pretty much like I'm just hooking something up. So and that's how I'm gonna look at it. So, uh, back at it again, and that's how it is. See something real quick. Yeah. Yeah, turn the gain down a little bit. Yeah, I'm getting close to the mic and all that. All right. As you can tell, you can see it's pretty much the same. Turn it up a little bit. And that's how I look at it. But yeah. If you're gonna be that superpower, be sure to be ready. And that's just how it is, man. I'm not surprised that people are thinking about Nigeria won't be a superpower. And it's pretty much like, okay, this is what you're talking about, right? And I'm just like, okay, you have your ways, and that's that. So pretty much in the ballpark, right? Got my little thing running. So I I just like the fact remains, what's holding them back? And I just want to say something. What's holding them back? And a lot is holding them back is corruption. It's pretty much. It's pretty much, you know? It's pretty much corruption and things like that. And then I'm just like, okay, we here, y'all not really saying anything. Y'all not really saying anything much. So it's like it's an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, right? So it's pretty much, you know, and I'm just gonna look at it right quick. And you pretty much seeing what's going on right now, and people just trying to say, how are they gonna be a superpower? Well, the superpower is just like, okay, one thing about superpowers, America was a superpower for years and years, and then they became an empire based off the economic wealth and, of course, the bloodshed, slavery, and all that other stuff. They want to be that superpower. See, they got the independence. That was the superpower era. The empire didn't really build until like the 20th century, because the 19th century they wasn't an empire yet. It was Britain. When Britain failed, America stepped in. That's when the world wars became our success, and it grew. Time, economic wealth, dominance of other countries and peoples. The military is most dangerous as it's ever been. They want an Earth Defense Force and go to Mars and control people. Conquest and slavery, bloodshed, right? Nigerians, they say they ain't about that. Well, y'all ain't really about that. That's why y'all ain't going anywhere. And it's going to take y'all a minute to realize why a superpower just be an empire. They don't want to do that. They don't want to risk no lives. You see what I'm saying? That's the beauty of people not telling the truth and just saying what they hear and hearsay. And there you are. And it's just like, hey, we here, we talk about this knowledge, and we talk about the truth out here. It's pretty much the same old, same old. Like I said, why are people talking about it? Well, I'll tell you why. They're talking about it in passing for the last 2 years if they're going to be a superpower or not. People still talk about it. They have the fact that people have failed them time and time again and not giving them the truth, right? And that's just how I look at it in so many words. If you're not giving people the truth, you're not giving them cold hard facts of what's going on, and that's just bottom line. That's just bottom line. And so, if you really want to get technical about it, that's the thing that you have to deal with long term. So again, this is something y'all need to look at, right? Y'all need to look at that. Y'all need to look at that more often and be expect what to expect more often. So I had to get a little darkness out of y'all's ears. So I had to put this down and just end it off right there. So yeah, it's an hour in. I don't know how many minutes we're in. Hour and 11 minutes and 47 seconds. I'm gonna give y'all some clarity for a minute because I can mute this and then just head on out. So you know, and speaking of that, I'm just gonna mute right quick and I'll be right back. Y'all give me 1 second. Yeah, yes, pretty much. I'm back at it. Yeah, I had to take a little break. So, man, The next Kevin Samuels female, Melly Monaco's doing damage. You dumb niggas, but y'all do what you do, and that's just pretty much what I'm hearing right now. So y'all gotta understand something real quick. I'm not really worried about what's happening right now, but I look at this comment section like I look at what people's trying to say they can't be a superpower. And, Tampa's right. They got internal stress. Like I mentioned before, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. And they talk about this stuff on YouTube. And I try to tell oh boy, Chaotic Truth and those guys, like, how y'all gonna be a superpower? I'm just asking them a question. Are you gonna change anything? They ain't gonna change their little corruption path. They're just gonna be who they are. So it is pretty much the same old. And they gotta understand. People are gonna criticize them what they've done in the past, especially in this country. There's some good and bad with the people. In West Africa, they thriving, but that don't mean they're a superpower. They don't really stick together like that. Brought up the Irish, Italians, and Jews, for example. It takes a minute to build a country where y'all want to be long term. So I get it. I get the fact that y'all need this stuff. Y'all need it. Y'all need it long term to feel good about yourselves. And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect people to feel any better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I expect people to try things and just keep it as it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really trying to persuade nobody. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to keep it simple as I can, as I always can. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna turn something up real quick, and I'm just really tired of people just saying how they're gonna get the superpower. Get it done. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And it's pretty much what I'm saying in so many words, but you gotta have that factor. You know, you gotta have that trifecta, and so you really gotta understand that this stuff is for real out here, and I just don't understand that people got to understand. Yeah, they're gonna be a superpower. They're gonna be one of those things in those countries. You got to speak from within. Like they got those cultures. And anytime I talk to a Nigerian person, I think I talked one years ago when I was a barista, and then we talked about politics and things like that. And then their mind's somewhere else. Yeah, they think about music, trying to be successful, compete. That's great. That's great. But what they never mention no superpower shit. Like these two is the only one I know that Duke Don and KLR Truth is the only one talking about it. Well, the reason they're talking about it, not everybody's taking an interest. You see the bullshit they be spewing? Like, come on, man. Nobody listens to that long term. And that's just what it is. Nobody wants no power. They just want bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it. So when you have things like that, you expect people to do better, right? But yeah. Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta so yeah, I gotta unhook that line right quick. Let me clear the second line out. Yeah. So as what I'm saying, like, so many words, I got too much shit in the chair. Y'all give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Yeah, I had to straighten my cords out, but I'm gonna talk to you at one mic. All right. So they want to talk about being a superpower, super duper duper power. Pretty much, they don't have the means. So, like I said, like people expect things to be with power and force. So I'm not saying that anybody can't be a superpower. I'm just saying just be mindful. People are going to challenge you. Other countries going to challenge you for what you stand for. You can't just expect people this broaden up the day and I'm hours in, so 2 hours is a long way. You know, I'm just like out here and just expect much in here. So yeah, I'm so sick of these ads. I'm gonna get ad blocker for real. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, okay, we here, and then they think they're gonna be a superpower forever. But long term, you gotta think about it. Sunday Madness, we was talking about conquests and billionaires and things like that. Well, I was trying to tell the young people like Nigeria things a superpower, and this led into what I was saying Sunday Madness. I'm being honest with you. To rule this culture and countries and things like that, you gotta play ball with other people, or you get removed. It's competition, yes, but are you trying to win the competition? Most of them, hell no. They're too dumb and stupid not to want to win. It is what it is, man. Like I've told you time and time again, it's gonna be this way. People looking at the wrong shit and they just want entertainment. That's because they're so blind and dumb. You can't expect people to do shit and expect real shit to come out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's a long term investment. So I know everybody wants to hit the S link and all this other stuff. No, I'm gonna do something different. I chose this and I said, you know what? Huge upgrade from last year. But I still do it. People don't mess with it. But that's how I'm gonna be from now on. But I don't really matter at this point. I'm not gonna try to argue with no link for link and try to keep things in motion. But that's what it is. But I'm just like, okay, we here and we're talking about it. Why even bother? Why even bother about the Nigerian thing and the crisis that they go through? But as you can tell, I just don't see the point that people are getting upset that how can a black man can't be a superpower? Well, the black man is lost, and the ones that still lost, they want to be lost men. So you gotta understand something. We gotta want it. If we act like we don't want it, that's a damn problem, right? We gotta act like we got some damn sense. We gotta act like we got some damn sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. In so many words. You know, one thing about me, I have to look at people like, okay, it's like I look at things from that perspective. Oh my gosh, you got two niggas trying to reach out. Uh, man, she really acting, and this is the distraction we get. I'm just observing the bullshit on YouTube, and shoot, I'm talking about this all the time. But we're gonna get back to this shit. I'll show you some shots in the future. I'll be on the prowl this week. I can't do it this week and show you shots. I ain't got nothing. But this coming week, if I see something Thursday, I'm gonna be on the prowl. Talk about it next Thursday, and then I'm gonna show you the bullshit I was talking about. But Nigerians, back to this topic. Nigerians, are they really gonna be a superpower? To me, I'm gonna say no. They haven't shown me, because you see this Ukraine and Russia war is kicking off. This thing is it's a powder keg. Life, inflation, people are getting stressed out. They ain't used to that. Pretty much the bullshit that you see now. So the 2 hours is about to be in. So it's here. It's here. So it's like 9:47. We here and we got time. So I'll end it on the 2 hour mark. So we're gonna be here for a while. So let's talk about it. Like, are they gonna be really a superpower? Believe they don't have the means. That's just me. I'm just saying. I'm just looking what I'm saying. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Do they have the means? That's just how I look at it. I want nothing cold tonight because my nose is blotchy. I get out of that blotchy. It's pretty much. I had to get out of that. So people is back, doing a bullshit. So I got to do some content. So I had to talk about this one because I don't usually have political content. I usually schedule it in the ideologies and I just go in. But next week I'll give y'all something because I got to step my political game up. And that's just what it is. Like, are they really gonna be a superpower in the future? I just said no. Like, I don't see it. They got problems like everything else. I mentioned Boko Haram. I mentioned a lot of stuff early in the stream. What we have here is a problem. I think Chaotic Truth and what's his name, Duke the Don, was talking about it for hours and hours, like they to themselves, or they have an idea and people in business and help them. So it's really, if they're going to be that of a superpower, how are they going to change anything? I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Like, you got British problems, they hating on you. It's a mess in Nigeria. That's why I don't really take that country seriously like that. Nigerians have always been a hassle to us, or we call them scammers and all that. We joke on them. We don't care for them, but they always blend in with us for certain reasons. There's a reason being. They act like they don't want it. They act like they don't want it. So I'm just like kind of disappointed at the point, like in certain people, and sometimes our people is a big disappointment. You got to look at things like that, and we don't really care if we ever get disappointed. We're so brainwashed. Like I said, you have a utilitarian society, feminism. That feminism was birthed by a utilitarian concept by John Stuart Mill's wife, and the concept just branched off. The males kind of watered it down and try to make it their concept into the T concept, the T's people. We gonna call them. They rhymes with Rands, but they're the T's people. You know who I'm talking about? Not T, but we call them T people because we ain't gonna say the whole thing and then insult them or whatever. I don't care about the motherfuckers. Fuck them. But we're gonna be respectful because YouTube's on some weird shit. So you gotta be politically correct. I don't care about all that shit. Fuck out of here. That's a damn problem. And then you gotta tell them Nigerians is not a superpower, and it never was. It never will be a superpower. The only way it's gonna be a superpower in Nigeria, they better change their ways up first. Do what the Irish and Jews and Italians did. If you want to be in political force and military power, you got to speak the word. You got to remind people, get off that bullshit, get off of religion, and build your own shit. And they can't do it because it's too much corruption, too much drugs and bullshit's involved. And that's what's wrong with Nigeria and all the other countries. They're being washed as we speak. They don't want to be an empire. Empire takes risk and glory, takes bloodshed and wealth and dominance. That's what it takes. not some guy in a compound ranting away about Biden's this and that and being crazy with guns all day. No, fuck a compound. Come meet me face to face in debate, and that's a wrap. Psychologically, and that's how you got to look at it. And one thing I can say on this note, it's pretty much said that why think about being a superpower. Like when I heard him say it, man, like, hey man, y'all really piqued my interest. And it's pretty much like, hey, y'all piqued my interest of me dealing with stuff. Y'all pique my interest all the time. Like this stuff, this stuff is for real, man. Like I don't know how y'all try to pique my interest and then expect me to not co-sign it. So that, and that's just how it is. Y'all are really piquing my interest, and I could talk about this Sunday and go in depth. And if anyone asks about being the superpower, I'm just like saying, hey, this is it, and I'm going to enjoy it. So as I said, this thing is never going to stop. It's pretty much like, hey, you out here, and I'm not tripping off of it, as we say, like oh dang, oh she shut that shit down, huh? Yeah, going to Walker, yeah. Some people say Biden's dangerous to the average American. How is he dangerous? They did a piece on everybody did a piece on Bill Russell. I figured, why not? Why not? Everybody going in. He said McDonald's worker shot over cold French fries in Brooklyn. Yeah. Shouts out to Ramil talking about that shit. That shit, wow. Yeah, at the LBM Coliseum, everybody getting body left and right. And then you got Nigerians trying to say, we gonna be a super duper duper power. A super duper duper power. But they ain't gonna be no superpower when you got internal strife, man. Come on, stop it. Like you niggas, man. Like I ain't gonna say you niggas, you motherfuckers, Nigerians, man. Come on, man. Y'all gonna be a superpower? Stop it. You worse these niggas over here. Stop it. Just stop it. It's fundamentally sound, yo. Fundamentally sound. I'm just saying, man. Like people need to stop. And that's basically what I'm saying. Like, eating all these chips, and I'm just like munching y'all down. You niggas is crazy, bro. I mean, laughing inside, like, they're gonna be a superpower. They're gonna be a super duper power. Super duper power. Like what? Like a whole hour. Let me stop. Super duper power. Yeah. Don't link this to Baltimore news. Hold up. Uh-oh. That's why I say Baltimore. I ain't gonna go in. I'm gonna leave y'all niggas alone. Y'all been obsolete for years. Even my home state where I'm from is obsolete. I don't want to hear nobody say y'all city ain't doing shit. So be quiet. Y'all worse than these Nigerians think they're gonna be a super duper power. Let me stop. Let me stop. No superpower unless they got rid of the internal strife and then tribal warfare. Psycho Candy, I had to give you a star for that. Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They better get rid of that internal strife. That's why there'll never be a super duper power. The super duper power. And they don't want to be a super duper power. And that's what I'm saying. Like they can't be a superpower and they're on some bullshit. Much down on these chips. I'm like, these niggas need to stop. I ain't gonna say these niggas need to stop. These motherfuckers need to stop. Niggas know when to stop because they can't handle no bombs and no casualties. We go to the military fighting for the corporations, the elite of the top, and you over being a damn slave, which is true. My grandfather's rest in peace. I mean, I salute them to serve the country, but that don't mean anything. They was pawns. They're killed for their profit. And I think my mom's father lied about his age, went to a Navy in World War II. He was 17 at the time. They didn't care. He was a nigga. If you was 17 or whatever, look older, they draft your ass. They treat us like cattle, man. That's what they do. And several people told me off air that and there's some pro-black unity in the military, which is some truth to that. I've been knowing that since I was watching Black Pride years ago. Black Pride's the only one that never stirred me wrong. He had great information, and he's a damn good pre-recorder. I haven't seen him in a minute. I think he's in the cut somewhere hiding, and he know when this shit's about to go down. He's got all his protection, all his protection. Pretty much it. Pretty much it. And plus, you got to compete with the cartels. You got to compete with the damn cartels too. Oh, drunk the last of the caffeine of the blackberry. Woo! Got my sinus gone. I was sick like a dog when I came on air. Like, apologize for y'all. I apologize for the eating if y'all heard that on the playback. I didn't give a shit. I had to get some salt under my mouth, and I said, you know what? Thinking about this shit and get rejuvenated. But them motherfuckers trying to say they're gonna be a super duper power all day. You fools is crazy. When you gonna be a super duper power? You better control your bullshit. I mean, I'm gonna put this other one up. I'm gonna put y'all up for a minute. I'm gonna put my other one up because I had two mic lines in and I had to record every Wednesday. Because every Wednesday I use different ones, man. Like I switch up. I try to tell you, I switch all the time. Thursday I got my trusty. Y'all gonna be hearing me talking smooth, like a criminal. Ooh. Let me schedule Sunday Madness. Let me schedule the Sunday Madness. The Sunday Madness. The Sunday Madness. What's going on, Degenerate? Salute, 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 man. Salute. But they think they're gonna be a superpower. I heard Chaotic Truth and I heard Duke the Don said this. If you're gonna be a superpower, just be it. But your people gotta fix that internal strife. Are they gonna be a part about this madness? Yeah. Are they gonna be about this madness? The super duper power. Yeah. Are they gonna be a super duper power? Let me stop. Are they gonna be a super duper power? They can't speak the. I don't know what they speak. Probably Nigerian bullshit, Arabic, British, American, English, and British, Dutch, or whatever bullshit we speak, or German. Then we adopted French language. I mean, yeah, of course, the cantress, but I ain't gonna get into it. And the Spanglish or Spanish, bloom, 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 bloom. Are you gonna speak like that, or are you gonna speak? Let me stop. But they throw a rock at my ass. Cling! No, man, I'm serious. I mean, are they really gonna do anything? It's just what it is. But let me put this other. Let me put my trusty in his case. Yeah, I gotta put it back in this case. It's acting a fool right now. They don't want to get in it. And that's just how, like, hey, you know what it is. You know what it is. I'm over here talking to y'all, and y'all act all crazy. It's pretty much I'm just like, hey, I'm just talking to the wind right now. It's not like that. It's of a super duper power. Yeah. I don't care, man. A lot of these foreigners like the self segregate. I see it at my job. It's so strange. Oh, they always do that, man. Like, hey, that ain't nothing new. They've been doing that since we was in grade school. Hell, I was in school with these fools, and they ain't really about much. See, their backgrounds, they're like a bunch of niggas falling off the train, but motherfuckers still wouldn't last amongst us. We were whooping their ass, bullying them. We didn't give a fuck. We conquested our way through them, and then now there are pawns for some other bullshit. But in sports, they did well in sports. They did well in education and mathematics. But when it came to actual shit, niggas ruled that. They didn't rule shit. They had their own little communities. We cool from the distance. That's how they think. Like Nickelodeon. They have that Nickelodeon spirit. They have that Nickelodeon spirit. They think they're super duper power. They think they super duper power. Cha, cha, cheer. Oh, did that rhyme? Let me stop. Oh, did that rhyme? Yeah. About that. I hit them nigga. Let me stop. Let me stop acting stupid. But yeah, man, like they said they a superpower. Like, what the fuck they talking about? They ain't talking about Jack. They ain't talking about Jack. Yeah. Oh, they doing, Be like, oh, yeah. It is what it is. Oh, Wally. Ooh, Wally. Ooh, Wally. Yeah. Yeah. Da, 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 do, 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 do. Ooh. Let me stop. Singing my jazz capades. Let me stop. Let me stop being a nigga for a minute. Let me stop being a nigga. This is your radio. Do 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 do. Get my pre-recorder on. I had to do something. Niger nukes, hell yeah. Let Nigeria develop a nuclear technology, and then they can talk about the possibility of being considered a super duper power. The super duper power. You know what I mean? They think they're gonna be a superpower. They be like, mm mm, nada. Oh, nada. Oh, nada. They super nada. I have to hit the field. Cha, cha, man, man, oh man, I enjoyed it, y'all. Y'all making me a happy content creator. Y'all making me so happy. I'm like, yeah, I just gotta hold it with y'all. I gotta hold it like this. Over something like that. Over something like that. Oh, it stands still. Okay, good, good, good. Hold it like this. Let me pull it out. It is what it is. Yeah, let me put it back on this little mount. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm just done it. Like I don't see they'd be a superpower in nuclear technology. Yeah, they just crazy, and it's crazy. How many Pan Africans does it take to make Nigeria a superpower? Oh, well, not really not because they scared. They love Asian pussy. They love Asian dude. They'll never be a super duper power. A whole hour. Whole hour. We need to stop. But it's pretty much like, yeah, yo, like I don't see it, man. They can try to be a super duper power all day long, but if your car's not right, it's not right. So, like I said, I mean, this stream is gone long enough. I'm just gonna wait for the 2 hour mark to approach it. But one thing you could say, like this stream that's taught me, I had a little entertainment fun, educational fun, but a lot of people know Nigeria is gonna be Nigeria. They ain't gonna change who they are. Are they really gonna be a superpower? I say hell no, because they got too much bullshit problems. They got five things going for them. They got authors. They got the Book of Ram issue. They got a lot of issues, and they also got the issues of being preparing. What's what? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta understand the magnitude of when you talk about being a superpower or whatever, and you're not really producing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand what people are saying. Things change over time. So when you get into your audio mode and just act crazy, you see what's going on, and naturally it helps. So many things. I understand that people do what they do, but hey, normally I'm just like in there. Yeah. A little yawny, but I'm okay. I'm still up. I'm like, yeah. Sounds gonna drain the shit out of my nose, flaring up. Woo! I ain't gonna be under that AC. God damn, I ain't gonna be under that AC. But I don't think it was AC. I was already messed up. Get it early, no sneezing, no do 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 do, no go ooka ooka looko. Power, the super duper power. Cha, cha, yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me stop. Trying to sing acting crazy. Making fun of Nigerians is a super duper power. They think they are super duper power. They gotta worry about their Duko Lama, aka Bukarama. Boko Haram. I call it a Duko La Ram. Ram pa pum pum. They in the pum pum. They spread their cheeks like in the pum pum. Tell them like you pussy boy. You pussy boy. I'm not nut. Let me stop. Let me stop. I'm acting crazy. Acting crazy. But it's pretty much the same old same. Like, you gotta get your shit right. 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 Yeah, look at her. Look at her. Yeah. I ain't getting attention. Oh man. I know my boys Todd City in it. He said, "What's your thoughts on the fat chick from the Bronx setting up dudes to get robbed?" That Ramil reported on today at the LBM Coliseum. Man, it's crazy, man. Them niggas went on Themo's panel because they wanted to be the next good swordsman. Yeah, everybody went. Everybody went. Shouts out to the legendary Wacky World of O. He was saying females have been making content about alpha males since they're already making videos. Yeah, of course. We talked about it. American Negro don't even try Discord, man. Like, I'm so sick of that shit. That shit's dead, bro. That shit died with me this year. Fuck everybody else. But that's it on that. I'm not gonna we're gonna talk about this super duper power. I don't do that weak ass shit. If you want to air somebody else, air them out now. That's what screenshots are for. That's what information. If you have a problem, first set up a stream and do it. Just get it busy. I want y'all to get busy. Fuck all that clandestine bullshit. You niggas is hoes, bro. Y'all ain't fighting no system. Y'all just cowards. See what I do? I fight the system. I'm anti. and I just get what I get. Yeah, I know. I had to whack it. I know. I was messing with you too, but I'm just saying. But yeah, but the Nigerians, man, like I've been hearing chaotic truth and what's his name, Duke the Don, talk about. They said they're gonna be a superpower. Man, I want to challenge. I'm gonna do a vlog string on this topic, and I'll write some of the things what makes them a superpower. I might have to do more research on this. I may talk about this Sunday instead of this as a political. The only reason I talk about it Wednesday because I want something to talk about politically. Like, are they really gonna be a superpower? I don't think so, man. Like, I don't think they have the measurements to be a country like that. So you got to pretty much think about what you're doing. It's no hate. It's true. Like you got to look at things like that. I just don't see them to be properly astute. But yeah, man, are they really going to be a superpower? No. My question is no. We'll go wait and see what's what. But shouts out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all coming through. Legendary Wacky Oh, Psycho Candy, Degenerate, of course, Nadia. Y'all subscribe to Nadia. She's got a great channel. She's dope. And it's pretty much what I see is what I get. And who is this little baddie? It's 22. Ain't nobody following that. Yeah. She was in my feed, so shout out to Ty City. I know he's talking about girl. They wild in the chat. Let me go look at Guinness Walker, getting my GTA on because it's kind of crazy. It's kind of late, but we up there. It's pretty much it. Oh, okay. Let me read this. Let me read this from Wacky. Let me just right before I close out. A country needs military might as well as economic might in order to be a superpower. Nigeria doesn't have that military might. Of course, that's exactly what I said earlier in the stream, Wacky man. Like I've been trying to tell dudes, if you're Nigerian in these platforms like YouTube, like what's his name, Duke the Don, he's popular. He goes at those niggas. And then you also have chaotic truth be trolling with those what I call trims. And of course, the so-called SYSPM dudes. I don't know what they be doing over there with SKCs. He was on several panels with the Lapeef and they have this political show. I'm like, dude, if they're gonna be a superpower, when? That's what I'm saying. But they don't have the military might, just like Wacky said. But yeah, that gets a star from me. And I talked about the oil too. I'm glad he brought this up. He said oil is basically the reason why Nigeria is now the wealthiest country in Africa. Yeah, I just talked about that earlier. I listed the 5 things what's deterring them, and oil is their biggest issue, and that's their economics, and they have a lot of corruption. A country cannot be a superpower when it got wealthy off of shipping one resource and not having military might. Exactly. Yeah, that's another star. See, y'all need to see this. And Wacky's right. You can't get rich off of that. That shit is dead, man. That shit is dead. So the 2 hours is in. I'm about to shut this down, man. Like this is pretty much it. Yeah, Nigeria has many resources, he said, but becomes the wealthiest country in the continent of all for one of them, off or of one of them. But that isn't enough for them to be a super. Exactly. Yeah, I'm about to shut this down, y'all. But appreciate y'all coming through as always. And I forgot about Tampa, Dick Thug, and now that I mentioned, shouts out to Leonard D. Yauda. Appreciate you, man. Like, I'm signing off. I'm just gonna crash a little bit because I ain't gonna stay too long. I gotta get going. And tomorrow I'll be back. We'll talk about some interesting things on the net, whatever. And that's just what it is. So with that, I just want to say peace and shalom to everybody. Y'all be safe. It's been crazy out here. You got people fighting over goddamn French fries and craziness. So I'm signing off and I'm out.